Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, as you can see by this title, is a get ready with me. I'm just going to be doing my makeup and chatting with you guys about my recent vacation. This happened from Wednesday to Saturday morning. I was going to give you guys like 5 uploads last week, but because of like the Wi-Fi situation and everything like that, which I apologize for, I wasn't able to get 5 videos up, but I did want to give you guys an update as to what happened. So if you guys are interested, then please keep on watching. Also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and also hit the bell just in case, just to make sure that you see all my uploads when they happen. I posted a lot of videos the last 2 weeks, so if you haven't seen them, please go check them out. You could also head to my channel to see all those videos as well. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's get started. Okay, I know I look crazy. I have my eye makeup done, so I apologize about that, but I knew it was just gonna take too long to do both my eyes and my whole face routine. So if you want to know how to get this eye makeup look, I will be having a video on my Instagram very shortly showing how to get this look. So if you do want to know how to get this little sunset eye that I have, then please go follow my Instagram. That is at jmurphybeauty, but it is also linked in the description down below. And let's just get right on into this. So I'm not going to be talking about the products that I'm using, but I think that you guys are pretty familiar with my whole routine at this point. So if you have any questions, please ask me in the comments. So let's get into my little vacation, because that'll be primarily, relax Fenty, that'll be primarily what I'll be discussing in this video, because I was going to do like a vlog, but because it was once again like another family vacation, I wanted to just enjoy myself and be in the moment and be present with my family instead of like being a bit dramatic and like filming every single moment. And you know, we watched a lot of TV, we watched a lot of movies, we listened to a lot of music, and that was like a copyright struggle just waiting to happen. So I'd rather just avoid that, because as much as I loved my Tom Hardy video, that was like a struggle and a half. So I really don't want to deal with that a second time. So my whole family got there Wednesday morning, and they had a little, you know, Cracker Barrel session while me and my boyfriend worked for the day. So my boyfriend got off of work, and then we headed up that night, and we got there, I want to say around like 7:30-ish, and everybody was pretty much just in their PJs already, ready for hero subs that we got from Uncle Giuseppe's and shit. Like, we were just raring to go for dinner, but we had a good night. We started drinking like a lot. Of course, you guys know I like to drink, so I had a lot of spiked seltzers. I got spiked seltzers because for my diet, which I'll put a card up for that, my little diet that I did, spiked seltzers from Bon and Viv, they have like 0 added sugar and like 0 carbs and 0 everything, and I think it's only like 90 calories. So I decided to drink those, and like, you can't get your buzz on with 4.5%, so I was just chugging them. So I was drunk the whole way up there. And then yeah, just drank wine. We played some oldies like Elvis, some country music, because you know, my family's pretty whack. But no, it was a really good night. It was a really chill night. But then when I got there, my dad had texted me when we were heading on our way down. He texted me and was like, oh yeah, so your brother's gonna be in you and Kevin's room. I was like, okay, like I kind of predicted that, because you know, there was so many people going that like somebody had to have like 3 people in the room. Because Kevin and I aren't married, and my family's still relatively new to Kevin and is getting to know him, you know, I obviously am going to get screwed in a lot of instances, so I kind of accepted that. But when we got there, like, we realized that like his bed could have been like anywhere else in the house, because it was a futon, so he could have moved it anywhere. Like, he didn't have to be with us, or he could have at least like spent one night in our room, spent another night in someone else's room. But no, he just was in our room. So balls were blue, let's just say that. I won't get into that too much, because that's a little TMI and my mom watches my videos, but at least for future reference, now I can be like, oh well, last time John was in our room, so can we just, you know, maybe have our own room this time? So I have that little leverage, but it was fine. We made do. I mean, my brother was really nasty every night, so my boyfriend finally got the picture of how like abusive my family is towards me. But you know, like Bretman Rock and his relationship with his sister Princess, that's me and my brother. All right, are we finally done with skincare? Like, Okay, so now day 2 rolls along and we kind of just mashed everything in one day. I was really surprised at like how like quickly we were doing everything, but in that defense, like my uncle couldn't come until Thursday. You know, we were kind of like pressed for time and like he was leaving the next morning. So we had to squeeze everything in one. So what we wanted to do, and we did end up doing, was go to a water park and then later on in the night go to a casino, which I was really excited about. Thursday morning rolls around and then everybody's there and I have a massive hangover and I didn't sleep well either because I'm bad about sleeping in new beds. I'm like not into it. And plus our bed was just like so like, it was a queen size first of all, and like, have you seen how big Kevin is? Like, we took up the entire bed, so we were just really uncomfortable throughout the night. And when I don't get my sleep, I'm really cranky and like the vibes were off. Like, I was really like not in the mood, so I really had to like elevate my mood, so I started drinking more. So then we get to the water park and I've been there like several times. Like we usually go there when we go to this location. We go to this water park and Kevin has never been there before. So I really wanted to like show him what was up because like I love that place so much. And we had a little cabana too. So it's like our little private reserve where the whole family can just hang out and get drinks and stuff like that. So drink situation was great. I know all the drinks are usually watered down, but they did the job. I'll just say that. So I was starting to have a good time again. I had my cute little bathing suit on that I got in my try-on haul, which you guys could go see. I'll put up another card. But the thing is that when we first got there, we found out that they had a new ride. So clearly that was the first one that we wanted to go on because when not a lot of people know about it, you know, the lines are usually shorter. And we got there literally the minute that the park opens. Like that's just the perspective that I want to give you of my family. We got there literally 5 minutes before it opened. So we were like, all right, let's do this shit. So we go to this new ride and we're all excited. The wait wasn't that long. The anticipation was killing us. And like the thing is that I haven't been on a ride in a very long time. Probably not since the last time that I went to that water park, which was like, I want to say 2 summers ago. Like it was a while ago. And I'm not a big rides person. Like I love water parks and I love water rides, but like roller coasters and things like that, no mas. Like I'm not about that. So anything that's like too high intensity, I'm not a big fan of, but that's why I like water rides because you have that buffer of water. But we get on this ride, right? And it's like one of those kinds that like shoots you out and like you spin around and like you're on a tube. Thankfully, I don't like body slides because they hurt my back. Like if I'm gonna go on a ride, I want to be with somebody at the same time. You know, I don't want to just go by myself. I hate screaming and panicking all by myself. Like that's not a fun time. So it was good because it was like a 4-person thing and we had 4 people. It was me, Kevin, my dad, and my brother. So we finally get up and was feeling a little nervous, but I was still pretty excited because I'm like, okay, new ride, I don't know what to expect. It looks pretty intense. And so first sign of danger, I'm the backwards guy. Like, you know, if you go on water rides and you are using the tube ones, you know what I'm talking about right now. Like, you're the backwards guy that like, when you first get on, all of a sudden your tube spins and you're facing everybody else, like the front, and like the ride is behind you. And so you don't know what the hell's gonna happen. And so I maintained that position pretty much the entire time. Kevin attempted to save me, but it just wasn't working out. Because the thing is that people like to see me scream. I found out, I guess it just makes everybody feel a little bit less anxious when another person is more terrified than you are. I was horrified because this ride was fast and it was dark in there too, and it was dipping down really hard, and we were like falling each time that we went on like a little dip. So I was panicking, I was screaming, I was yelling, I was not having a good time. And then all of a sudden we get to the like grand finale, which is when it spits you out into like this vortex type thing. And I had been on one of these types because they do have another one of those at this water park, but it's not as intense as this one was. This one was a lot bigger, it had a lot more velocity, and so I just shot out because once again, I was backwards. So I was the one who was hanging off of like the little cliff. And so my butt completely completely separates from the ride. I'm airborne at this point. Now, obviously this is safe. This is like regulated. It's not a big deal. It's not like I was actually going to die. You know, sometimes you're like, oh, I'm dipping down and I'm going like this and I'm going like that. But I've never had my whole behind completely almost leave the tube itself as well as the ride itself. Like, I was just flying. I almost was shot out. It was really intense and really scary. I don't think I've ever screamed that hard on a water ride before. And I've had instances where I did do a body slide. I hurt my back really bad. I hurt my neck really bad. And I've had cases where I've broken nails and they've fallen off. I've never been on a ride where I was this terrified that I really was not going to make it. And it sounds so silly, but like, obviously they make these rides for the adrenaline rush. And I have an anxiety problem, so it's just really intense. And I've never been in a situation before where I really think that I'm going to get hurt, especially not on a ride. Like, you get scared, but you know, when you are afraid, you don't think rationally. So I was thinking like, I'm gonna get hurt. So it was really intimidating for me. And even though it was probably one of the funnest rides that we were on, like, all in all, it was really entertaining and really fun and like worth the wait, because there's so many rides where it's just like, what was that about? You know, I waited for like 15 minutes for that. So yeah, even though it was horrifying, I still enjoyed my time on the actual ride itself. And then of course, it made all the other rides that came after it a lot better for me, because I did have those like, I haven't been on a ride in forever jitters. So it relieved all of that, because I was like, okay, this was definitely the worst that it's ever been. So I'm gonna be fine on all the other rides today. So we went on all the pretty major ones, and I wanted to make sure that Kevin got on all the fun ones. But that's the thing, is that like, time really does fly when you're having fun, because all of a sudden we check and it's like 2 o'clock. So we get there at 10 and all of a sudden we have a couple of drinks and we go on like 3 rides and it's 2 o'clock already. So we're like, okay. We had to come up with a plan, because like, we usually like to do the lazy river, and they always have like camera people going around too, like taking pictures of everybody. And that's always really fun as well, because like, my whole family's like a memory type of family. So everybody's got to get their little cameras out and have like their little mementos and stuff. So we wanted to get on the lazy river. So we wound up having to do it like twice to get the camera people, but we got a really nice picture out of it. But the thing is that they charge you an arm and a leg usually for pictures like that. So I was just annoyed because me and Kevin had to buy our own, which is fine. But you know, it's like, do I really need this right now? But you know, it's still that little memory that you have from those little vacations, because sometimes you have to think like, maybe I'm not going to have this anymore next year, or 2 years, or 3 years from now, or you know what, 10 years from now, but still you'll be able to have that and look on it. So you know what, you got to do it sometimes. So we do the lazy river, and then it's like about 3 o'clock and my whole family just wants to leave. And in my head, I'm like, I've been here 5 minutes. I've only had 3 drinks. Like, no. But then you have to think, like, we've been here for 5 hours, but it's one of my favorite water parks. And we had not done the wave pool yet. And like, I love the wave pool because it's just like nice and relaxing. And we were like literally right across from it in our cabana. So I was like, no, we got to do at least 1 round of the wave pool. And then what the hell do you think happens? I can guarantee you could try to guess in the comments below. Try to guess before I reveal it, but you will not be able to guess. Guess what happens to this wave pool? Some person of indiscriminate gender, indiscriminate race, indiscriminate age, someone shit in the wave pool. A literal cloud of fecal matter in the wave pool. Now, I did not see it. This is something that I heard from the grapevine. You know, partially it's confirmed because like, they completely like had to evacuate everybody and they filtered the pool. Like they cleaned up all the water out of it and they started to clean it. I didn't see any poop. I didn't see any shit, nothing. I didn't see the culprit, but it happened because, listen, everybody's peeing in those pools. They're not going to clean it out because someone peed. Maybe someone vomited, but all in all, I think it's more believable that somebody pooped in the pool. Honestly, there's so many little kids out there and you know, the drinks are flying, the food is fried, shit literally happens sometimes. So I am not going to deny that that is exactly what occurred. I don't think it was a rumor. I think it was the absolute truth. It's unfortunate, but shit happens. So unfortunately, the one last thing that I wanted to do was taken from us, very sadly. But you know what I'm thankful for? Is that I didn't get into it right away. Because if I had, when I said that I wanted to do it, I would have been there for the pooping. The poopening. So I'm kind of glad that I stuck back and kind of waited to go in there. When we found out that that happened and they were draining the pool, we kind of just realized like this is the end of the day. So we hopped up out of there and then we went back to the little Airbnb that we had. And let me also just mention, like, this Airbnb was really good. Like, they had beautiful rooms and, you know, it was really spacious. They had a lot of AC, kept it cool, but there were just so many things wrong. Like, my grandma and grandpa's room, the TV was set up in a way that when you open the door hit the TV. And we didn't do this, but when we got there, the TV was just, like, shattered in one corner of it. It was still operable, but it was completely, like, destroyed in, like, one corner of where the door hit it. So that was never repaired and that was never mentioned to us, so that was messed up. The fridge wasn't working. It wouldn't get cold, so we were having problems with that. Nothing was getting cold at all, even though we were, like, turning the cool air on. It started working by the second day, but it was just like, why isn't it working now? Like, what's the problem? And also at one point when everybody first got there, they were locked out apparently, and like they couldn't open the door because of like the electric lock. It just was not cooperating, so we almost got completely locked out. I'm skipping forward a little bit, but on that Friday, like, some of my relatives wanted to go to the local community pool, and because, you know, the landlord of that Airbnb like lives there or is in that location, we were probably most likely able to get passes to get in there. So they go there, but then the people that are at the pool tell my family that that guy is not the owner of that house, so they can't get passes. I don't know who was in the wrong there, but it was kind of messed up, and so that plan was completely botched. So the whole layout of this place was weird. My brother kept on hitting his head on like a light that was hanging in the living room, and I think that they had put wallpaper on the floor. I'm not sure what that was about, but I mean, it looked nice, but it was just a little rinky-dink. So this house was very interesting. I don't know if my grandparents left a review because they were the ones that picked this one out, so they're the boomer generation, so you know that they probably will have something to say. I'm staying out of that one. But came home, everything was fine. We just all had to take showers and get everything set up because we were ready to hit the casino. Now my brother is unfortunately underage, so he couldn't come with us. So we already had it in our minds that we weren't going to stay long, and I think that a lot of us just like are a little short on cash. I know it was vacation and everything, but sometimes, you know, your finances really don't correlate to how much money you're able to spend. So we didn't really stay there long. I think that we left like around like 7 o'clock and we got home around 9:30. Whatever. I wore this little jumpsuit, this one from my Marshall's haul, and I was just really excited to wear that look. But I didn't really get to wear it long, so that's why I'm wearing it now. I didn't get to take any Instagram photos, so we're doing that today, all right? We're finding some way to do this because I got nowhere to go today, but I really need some content, right? I need to feel good about myself. So this casino was lovely. I'd never been to this one before, and it was just really funny because, like, you know, I'm not a gambler, so I stuck with the gamblers, which is my boyfriend and then my cousin as well. So they went to go play blackjack, and I had only just learned how to play that like the other night, so I was having a good time just watching them, just kind of participated from afar. But it was just so funny because like we were all hamming it up. Like me and my cousin were just like teasing the dealer. Our first dealer was Terry, and then she went on a break, and then we got Josette, and they were just like really cute girls. So like we were just teasing the whole situation and being like, yes, Terry, yes, give me that hand, Terry, yes. And then Josette was like, yes, Josette, give me those nails, girl. Yes, Josette. And we were just laying on the drinks too. We were having like Jack and Coke, and we were having like shots all day, so that's why I love vacation, is like, especially with my family, it's like just drink as much as you want and like hope that you don't die. So we were drinking, and then all of a sudden Kevin is done for the night and made a lot of money, so good amount. So he decided to give me a 20, and then I just played a little bit of slots. So I was getting into a zone, and then I was up from 20 to 35, and I cashed out after that because you know what? You just gotta know when to stop, right? So we all called it a night. Everybody was pretty much just over it. And so we get home and like, I'm sure my brother was like, it's been 2.5 hours. Like, what's the tea? We got home and then we just decided to play Scrabble, drink a little bit more. And so earlier in the day before we left for the casino, my boyfriend was on the grill and he was cooking like hot dogs, I think some hamburgers and sausage and bratwurst and stuff like that. So everybody was just loving it. And so when Friday rolled around and everybody pretty much left, we didn't really do anything the entire day. And that's how I was able to get my video up finally. unfortunately, for my diet. From that point, everyone was just like, what do we want to do for dinner? So nobody really had an idea in mind, because I think some people just didn't really want to go out. And then me and my mom are like, we always love to go out, so we were kind of just like, okay. But we kind of just accepted it and rolled with it, because it's vacation, and when you're with other people, unfortunately, you have to do what the majority wants, and the majority just wanted to stay in and relax. So we just did that. But we were still like, oh, we need to eat, so what are we gonna do? And so we were wondering where we were gonna order out from. But then it just got to the point where nobody could really agree on anything. And then finally, for like the 8th time after what happened the day before with my boyfriend, Kevin just was like, I'll do barbecue for you guys. Like, I'll throw down on the grill for everybody. And then we were like, no, we can't make you do that. But I kept on assuring everybody, like, that's Kevin's happy place. Like, he loves cooking food on the grill. He loves cooking in general. So he has no problem entertaining everybody, because it's also entertaining himself as well. So finally, we were able to convince everybody to just let him cook. So we went to the grocery store, got some treats, got all of the food for the night. And so it was just Kevin doing his thing on the grill. I was sous chef. I was helping to season everything. And my mom is so funny, because like her happy place is also cooking. So my mom was just like inserting herself in everything and trying to cook and stuff. But we were all like, come on, just relax. It's your vacation. Just like let it go. But she was just like, I gotta be a backseat chef right now. So it was really funny seeing that dynamic, because you know, everybody's drinking and being crazy, so it was entertaining to see that. So we all eat and everybody's just giving Kevin all these roars of compliments, having a good time. And we play a little bit more Scrabble, we dance a little bit more, watch some movies, we have a lot of ice cream, and that pretty much was the end of our little vacation, because then we left the next morning. It's kind of unfortunate that we didn't do anything that exciting on Friday, but the thing is that with my family, we're all pretty much just homebodies. We don't really like to go out too much. I mean, I like to do it because I like the process of getting ready, but I was still able to do that. Like, I still, you know, put on all of my outfits, did my makeup, styled my hair a little bit, because I just wanted to be involved in like the process of getting ready, because that's like my favorite thing ever in the world. So yeah, that concluded my vacation. I'm just going to do some stuff on the under eyes, and then I will see you guys for the outro. Okay, so we are now good and pretty. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know any wild vacation stories you guys might have. I know it wasn't the most entertaining thing in the world, but I did want to give you guys an update, because I was gonna do a vlog, like I said, but things just don't work out that way with me. I'm not a vlogger. Y'all know this about me. But I hope you did enjoy this video. I hope you enjoyed this look. And also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, like I said in the beginning. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!